Well, you won't have to concentrate as hard, I hope.
Thank you. I'm being astute. I'm not.
My fingers jacked up.
I was prepared one day in October.
Okay, everyone ready? Good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's roll. Good. Did I go?
Yep.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Scott Township voting meeting of today, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025. You would please rise for a prayer and I'm. As we gather here today as commissioners and members of Scott Township, we ask that we are ever mindful of each other, opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and to our community that we hold dear, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, acceptance, understanding, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence and build proudly. Let us continue to strive to make a better neighborhood, a better township, and a better world. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Denise, please.
Commissioner Gazda,
Three. Here.
Commissioner Sorkin,
Here.
Commissioner Sedlak,
Present.
Commissioner Seibel,
Here.
Commissioner Costello,
Here.
Commissioner Delphonso,
Here.
Commissioner Myers.
Here.
Commissioner Wateska.
Here.
Commissioner Altman.
Here.
All present.
Thank you. For public comments on the agenda, are there any public comments on any agenda items listed below? Nope. Motion to approve. Could I get a motion, please, to approve the bill list?
You approved the agenda?
Did I skip the agenda?
Yes, skip agenda.
Oh.
Okay.
No, sorry, that,
Can I get a motion, please, to approve the agenda as submitted?
So moved. Second.
All right.
I'm gonna make a motion that we table items 6I, J, and K.
Okay. So, can we have a discussion a little bit
Supposed to be.
on the table?
On the table?
Can discuss on the table, I mean, you can discuss.
Okay.
Motion table.
We had discussed that we were not going to put these items on the agenda until January. We even said that if we had to, we could approve them at the first meeting, January 13th, and then ratify them at the meeting on the 27th. And then they ended up on here anyway. Is the public works roof complete?
Punch list. Have talk.
Yes, the roof itself is complete. They have two breakers and the fans put in if they had to order. Got the breaker box in there. Have the appropriate breakers to connect to. Other than that, the roof has been completed. We're down to a few minor punch list items. That we're gonna have a letter come out tomorrow on. With these payments, I guess to give a summary. First payment, you withheld half. So there's 74,000 was paid, the second 74 still remains to be paid. And we still have about $60-some thousand in addition. So with the payments tonight, you would be about 60% paid on a roof that is complete at this point, other than a couple breakers. So they have, since the letter went out from solicitor, they did take action this week. They work continually to complete the items. None of those items on this list for payment. These are things that have been completed prior to.
But that wasn't, if my recollections, that was an issue back on December 9th. Those things were not all completed by December 9th.
We did a subsequent
After that,
review the bills, and then we only recommended the amount that was completed based on the meeting we had.
right, so that was subsequent to December 9th.
Yes,
And our procedure is it has to be in by our discussion meeting for us to discuss it, to put it on for approval in the voting meeting, and that didn't happen here. I'm not blaming you,
Yeah,
I'm blaming them.
I,
And that's why I'm not bending the rules to help them out. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's my position. It wasn't in by the 9th. When it came in, it was sometime following the 9th. I understand it was the 11th or 13th or something like that. When they finally completed those items, and there's still a maintenance bond issue. Is that on this or the restroom?
it's
On
on
this, yeah. So as I'm concerned, my motion stands.
That is why you held the 74,000 from the first
I
one,
understand.
is that maintenance issues.
No, we took it off for voting, which means we're not voting on it at all tonight. It shouldn't even be on this
Are we
agenda.
gonna open up ourselves to any kind of prompt payment act issues with them, with the litigious stance that they've taken this far? That's my only concern. Myself, if our engineers are telling us are done.
We want to take this executive.
Yeah, if you want to take this
We
executive.
don't wanna.
And-
Just ask.
I know one of the questions that I had was why we're not using the December 11th date. Based on the fact that when they submitted it back in November, it was wrong. So-
Yeah, that's kind of the position I'm taking.
Right, so that's my whole point.
Because it was not, as of the date of the pay application, the work was not complete.
And as far as I'm concerned, they can be as litigious as they'd like to be, but there's accountability. And this is.
See them walk into court and say, we didn't do this, we didn't do this, we didn't do this, but pay us the interest.
All right, I'll second the motion to the table.
All right, so Tom tabled,
I, J, and K.
yep, Sam seconded. All right, so this is on tabling the payment request to I, J, and K.
Not H,
Not H.
I, J, K.
I, J, and K.
Yeah.
All right,
It's not just kidding.
so this is for the table. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Thanks, Kevin.
Kevin, I'm not picking on you guys. I'm just making it clear. They've got to learn to follow the rules.
And for the record, nobody's saying the, yeah. You know it.
You know,
That way it's been voted on. Everybody's on the same page.
You see that?
On the website.
All right, so,
I ask a question?
yeah,
So
Right.
I and J were regarding the public roof. A is the motion to deny the change order that they asked for the restroom.
Oh, that's the restroom.
So I don't know that you would want to table that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought that was also the Public Works building. My motion, I'll change my motion, rescind it. I'm talking about just the restroom. Things dealing with.
Just
Just the roof.
Okay, just the roof. I'm sorry, just the roof.
H, I, and J.
Should
Just I and J.
should be just I and, so I will. Make.
What you would do, it would just be rescinding, taking from the table. This would be 6J, 6K.
Okay, right.
Okay, so you're making that motion.
Making a motion to restore 6K back to the motion.
all right,
Second.
seconded by Sam. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, K is reinstated on the agenda. All right, so we have tabled
I and J.
I'm,
J. We made a motion to approve the agenda that was made by Nick, seconded by Sam. Is that still fine? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? All right, agenda is approved. All right, so we're moving on to planning, zoning, and code enforcement.
List.
Oops, I skipped that. All right, we'll get it together. Commission please to approve the bill list for December in the amount of $1,705,245.96.
So moved.
Nick, a second for that?
Second.
Thank you, Tom. Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. All right, planning, zoning, code enforcement. Code enforcement update. Mark, you're online. Did you want to speak tonight?
Yeah, we updated that at the last meeting, as you recall, so we don't have an update for this meeting.
Okay. All right. Motion to approve appointment of Martin Palma to the Planning Commission to fill the spot vacated by Todd Tulowitzki that expires March 1, 2029. Sam, a second for that?
Second.
Thank you, Nick. Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. All right, solicitors report. John?
The only item for tonight is, will someone make a motion to approve advertisement of an ordinance for acceptance of a sanitary sewer line in the Cherry Meadows Development Plan?
A motion for that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Nick. Second?
I'll second.
Tom, questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Thanks.
Any nays? Motion carried. Engineers report, great.
Okay, thank you. First up, may I have a motion to approve award of source shed C-53 source flow reduction project to Cronin Enterprises LLC for the base bid only, based upon their low bid in the amount of $679,226.65 to be paid from the bond fund in 2026.
All right, a motion for that, please?
Make that motion.
Angela, seconded by Tom.
I'll second.
Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Next, may I have a motion to ratify approval of the bond reduction request number 6 submitted by Flashpoint Partners LLC, reducing the performance bond from $1,466,574.16 to $1,391,917.16 for the Cherry Meadows Development Nixon School.
Motion for that, please?
Motion.
Thank you, Nick. Second? Sam, questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, may I have a motion to approve bond reduction request number 7 submitted by Flashpoint Partners LLC, reducing the performance bond from $1,391,917.16 to $1,089,563.31 for the Cherry Meadows Development Nixon School.
Motion for that, please?
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Angela, questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Next, may I have a motion to approve partial payment number 2 submitted by El Grande Industries, Inc. in the amount of $504.68 for the 2025 road improvement program to be paid from the bond fund. Just a little bit of clarification, we are not paying for any work that has to be redone. So this is just to balance them out as of the work they completed correctly by this time.
A motion for that, please? Sam? Second. Michelle, thank you. Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Okay, next, may I have a motion to approve partial payment number 3, which is a final payment submitted by Michael Fasciano Contracting, Inc. in the amount of $28,747.05 for the Lindsay Road Improvements Project Phase 2 to be paid from the bond fund. This will close out the project. They are complete.
A motion for that, please?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Thank you, Kathy. Questions on the motion?
Not a question, but just a point of clarification. This is the Hope Hollow side of Lindsay.
Correct,
Yeah, so it's not the final side of.
It's down there.
correct.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Okay, next, may I have a motion to approve partial payment number 2 submitted by Graham Boys LLC, doing business as Graham Construction, in the amount of $32,633.10 for the Scott Park Restroom Improvements Project. The payment is to be processed through the South Hills Council of Government.
Motion for that, please?
Motion.
Sam, a second for that?
I'll second.
Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, may I have a motion to approve partial payment number 3 submitted by Graham Boys LLC, doing business as Graham Construction, in the amount of $4,814. Park Restroom Improvements Project processed through the South Hills Council of Government.
A motion for that, please.
Motion.
Thank you, Kathy. A second for that?
I'll second.
Angela, questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, may I have a motion to approve partial payment number 4 submitted by Graham Boys LLC, doing business as Graham Construction, in the amount of $5,466.77 for the Scott Park Restroom Improvements Project, payment to be processed through the South Hills Council of Governments.
A motion for that, please. A second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Okay, just as a matter of an update, we are holding $1,190.13 as retainage on that job.
But the rest of are done.
Correct. 6I is tabled, 6J is tabled. Last motion. May I have a motion to deny the request for change order number 1 revised in the amount of $14,609.89 and the request for change order number 2 revised in the amount of $15,155.48 submitted by Graham Boys LLC, doing business as Graham Construction, for the Scott Park Restroom Improvements Project.
We're voting to deny this.
We're voting to deny their requested change orders.
A motion for that, please.
So moved.
Michelle, a second.
Second.
Thank you, Tom. Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Just one very quick update. LSA grants were announced last week for the 2024 submissions. The township received $300,000 toward the generator project. So Denise will be getting emails on that to execute the grant agreement. But other than that, that's all that I have. Thank you.
As always, thank you for all your hard work on those grants.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
And thank you for both engineers and solicitors office for dealing with some of the contractor issues we've had. We've seen a lot of progress and guidance and answers to that. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, motion to approve the following meeting minute. Could I get a motion, please, for November 25th, 2025 and December 9th, 2025?
The motion.
Thank you both. Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Standing committee report, finance, Tom?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. All right, first motion I have is to approve ordinance 1702-25 for a 2026 tax levy, fixing the rate for general purposes at 7.91 mils and the library at 0.0641 mils, making a total millage of 7.9741 mils, which is no change.
Tom made that motion. A second, please.
Second.
Thanks, Eileen. Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Second item is motion to approve ordinance 1703-25, establishing the 2026 budget. As I indicated previously, there is no tax increase.
Motion made by Tom. A second for that, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Michelle. Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
The next item I have is a motion to approve resolution 1109-25, designating a depository for the funds of Scott Township as required by the First Class Township Code. The Director of Finance recommends that the township retain the depository in the dollar bank for all primary banking activities, and I'll make that motion.
Second.
Thank you, Nick. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
Motion to approve resolution 1110-25, declaring the Board of Commissioners approval for the secretary to pay specified bills prior to the monthly voting meetings.
That would be Carla.
That actually the title. Should that be secretary or finance?
Actually, secretary, it's me.
Is you, okay.
It's you. You, okay.
Manager, secretary, treasurer.
Second. All right, who made, Tom and Eileen. All right, questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
I'd like to add, I'd like to thank Denise, Carla, the entire staff, the directors, and this board for working very hard to maintain our budget at a zero tax level this year. As you can tell from all the other communities, everyone's gone up. So we very thankful that everyone worked hard, sharpened their pens, pencils, and we were able to get through this year without any kind of tax increase.
Thank you, Tom. All right, standing committee report, public safety, Kathy?
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve the proposed contract with Rustin Farms, which their council had signed at their November meeting.
Kathy made that motion.
Second, go ahead.
Tom can have it.
I'll defer it in there.
Nick second, and any questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Kathy, anything else for tonight?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Want the chief to give his report, says on their update.
I don't think he's on.
He reported at the,
Last meeting.
Yeah.
he reported at the.
Regular meeting, yeah. Standing committee report, public works,
Nothing for tonight.
environmental committee, sewer committee, MS4 updates, Angela?
I have nothing for the sewer committee, for the environmental advisory council. I will pass this information on to the liaison, but we are looking at having education for the residents on reducing stormwater runoff through a program. I believe it's through Penn State University. So I will pass this information on to whomever is the new liaison.
Okay,
That's all. Thank you.
parks and recreation,
Nothing.
public relations,
Nothing.
all right, library liaison report. No. Back page. Oh, no, you're there. Reading my glasses.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the request for the library to use the community room on Friday, April 24th, 2025, to host an annual volunteer recognition event during the National Library Week, with the fee being. Tom?
No, me.
Eileen.
Thanks, Eileen.
Not in that deep.
Seasoned.
I don't have my glasses on, I can't hear.
Any questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. All right, for SHACOG, we have nothing for tonight. Standing committee reported administration. Could I get a motion, please, to ratify advertisement of the 2026 meeting dates and approve the 2026 meeting dates?
Moved.
A second for that?
Second.
Questions on the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. All right, next up, a motion please to hire an assistant manager of operations at a salary rate of $90,000 per year, predicated upon passing a physical and background check. This position has a 6-month probationary period.
I'll make a motion to hire John Bacharski as the assistant manager at the salary stated predicated upon the physical and background check.
Great. All right, motion made
Second.
by Sam, seconded by Eileen.
Just have one question.
Yeah.
When's he starting?
He has to give 3 weeks notice of his current employer, so probably mid-January.
Less than a week.
Any other questions? All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays?
Nay.
Roll call, Denise, please.
Commissioner Costello,
Yes.
Alfonso,
Yes.
Commissioner Gazda,
No.
Commissioner Myers,
Yes.
Commissioner Sedlak,
Yes.
Commissioner Seibel,
Yes.
Commissioner Wateska,
Yes.
Commissioner Ullman,
Yes.
Commissioner Sorkin.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-1.
Okay. All right, thank you. Conferences and workshops, we have nothing for tonight. Public comments on any items not listed on the agenda. Nobody online? Okay, thank you. All right, we'll move to commissioner's request. Angela, we're gonna start with you.
For last.
Yeah.
It's been yeah, you guys can go. Let's go.
Go last.
What's this?
It's been a pleasure, privilege working for you and working for everyone in the townships.
Thank you. All right, Eileen?
Yep, it's been an awesome time sitting next to Angela. I'll miss you. Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year.
Sam?
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy new year, and Angela, thank you for your service. We'll certainly miss you here on this board.
I'm gonna be a little longer. You know me, I'm very windy. Angela, when I first met you, it was that one meeting.
Yeah.
The very first meeting where the majority of that board tried to ramrod you through when there were several commissioners here. And at that time, I was impressed by your response, standing up and saying, I don't want it this way. I'm waiting till the full board's here. That to me spoke volumes of the character that you. And it's been a pleasure working with you ever since. I mean, I know we've disagreed on issues, but it was always in a very professional way, never held against anybody. So we will miss you. I hope we get you involved somehow.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure and you've been quite an asset. And like I said, we'll all miss you.
So my first meeting with Angela, considering joining the board. I got, it's 2 meetings a month. It's no big deal. Understatement of the century. But Angela, thank you for everything you've done. We've really enjoyed having you on the board.
Michelle?
Well, first off, Angela, thank you for tolerating me. For the most part, but Scott talks. Honestly, that's you. There will be no replacement. We're gonna have to come up with a whole new venue for that, I guess. I don't know. I'm working my hardest to keep you involved in our lives and our community, because I don't think I have to work in keeping you involved in our community, but I want to make sure that you're in all of our lives as well. Gonna miss you terribly. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everything everybody celebrates, and Festivus for the rest of us.
Jane?
Oh, I've worked with Angela only for a few months on the board, but I've also worked with her on environmental issues, and she's amazing. I just was so impressed by her energy, and I know that I'll be missing her. And I wish everybody Merry Christmas.
Kathy?
Yes, Angela. I don't think that we could keep her out of community events because she's going to be there, right? And I'm going to miss you. So, and I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year or Happy Holidays. Thank you.
Gonna miss you.
It has been just, I know I said it before, it's been a real privilege being with you guys, getting to know the people who work for this township and keep it running. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really glad that I'm not going to be looking over the meeting minutes for this.
Miss that.
Put on the plaque.
Hand deliver them on your porch if you want.
Privilege has been ours. It really has. It's been our privilege, Angie. All right, again, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year to everyone. Unless there's anything else, we can adjourn the meeting. Could I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Take that as a first and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion. Thank you, everyone. Hey.
My husband asked about the kids coming.
Yeah,